Hello, everybody. Good evening. Rose Thorne here. So today I'm doing a react to several of Foodie Beauty's community posts because she is on a rampage and she just won't stop posting on her community post. It's just one frantic, raging post after another. And I want to capture them all before she gets rid of them because I know Chantal. She goes off on Natter. She'll make several community posts and then just as quickly she will dirty delete. So let me just go ahead and grab these before that happens. Okay, so there's Miss Foodie's community posts. All right, let's start with the latest one. I want to make sure I capture all of these before she gets rid of them. Let me go all the way down. Okay, starting 10 hours ago, she says, "Oh, you want to support Garlic Channel, huh? Because they are bitter that I call their dumbass out? Good. I hope FFG, whom is now my BFF, roasts the shit out of you every day. Every day. She has been right about you." So I guess in that post, she was not talking to her audience. She was talking to Natter. Although the two of them are on Messenger and they both have phones, why not send that message to his phone so he can read it? That's not something we need to read. And Chantal, even Frenchie saw what you were trying to do there. You were trying to bait her to rage back at you because Frenchie is not your BFF, not even close. I don't think anyone would want to be your BFF considering the way you treat your real life BFF, Peace. Nobody wants to be your friend because you don't look at people as friends. You look at them as people you can use, control, manipulate, backstab, lie on. That's your idea of friendship. So you were going after Natter here because I guess Natter supports the Garlic Bread channel. And you're trying to claim a friendship with Frenchie that does not exist. And Chantal, you can't make up your mind about Frenchie. One minute you are going after Frenchie and calling her all kinds of awful names and accusing her of living at a Motel 6. And also in the past, you were guilty of giving her phone number to Natter, someone that you claim to be abusive, and she's someone that she's dealt with severe DV in her life. So giving an abuser, a survivor of DV, their phone number. Yeah, you did that. You did that. But now suddenly Frenchie is supposedly your best friend. Girl, what world are you living in that these things are actually true? So there's that post. Followed with, "You were my lesson I had to learn. I was your fortress you had to burn." This is actually a song from Madonna. It's the lyrics to The Power of Goodbye. That's actually a very beautiful song, but you know, here's Chantal quoting some of the lyrics of the song. And the irony of that song is it's about someone letting go of someone, and Chantal isn't letting go of Natter. She does not want to let go of Natter. She got an expensive hotel room in hopes that he would join her. And when that didn't happen, when she drove by to see him and he refused her, she started raging about him and letting loose her lips as far as all kinds of things. She was spilling all kinds of tea, including the fact that allegedly Natter wanted her to testify in his behalf with the upcoming court case. So she went completely off on Natter in that stream that I did cover. Now, this next one is a screenshot, allegedly, that she has. And this looks like it came from Natter's phone. It doesn't look like it came from her phone. And she says, what the F? He met with her on the 17th. So here's the screenshots that she provided. Now, here's what's really messed up about the situation. It would seem that Chantal is more upset with Natter over going to meet May in a hotel room than what he actually did to May. The fact that he potentially essayed somebody is of no importance to her. What she's looking at and what she's the most upset with is the fact that he went to a hotel room with another woman. And that's just messed up thinking. And here's more screenshots. Something I guess that came from May. These look like they came from Natter's phone. So how would she get a hold of those text messages? Did he give them to Chantal? Did she take them somehow? This looks like messages from Natter's phone, not hers. This looks like something that wasn't sent to her phone that maybe Natter gave her. Okay, here's another interesting thing. She puts a link to the Kiwi Farms thread about her, and there's over 6,000 pages. I find that interesting. She doesn't like Kiwi Farms, but then all of a sudden she's posting a thread relating to her. Foodie Beauty post after that, I just want the truth too. Then she puts, why is a victim crying that they were rejected the next day? See, I'm confused. What side of the fence Chantal is sitting on? You know, 1 minute she's going after Natter, and she is just going nuts about Natter, and it sounds like she's going after May right here. So she's going after Natter and May. Chantal, if Natter hurt May, May deserves justice for what happened to her. So why are you going after her? What's that about? Are you angry because Natter did something to May, and because he might have to face the consequences of his actions? You're angry because if he goes to jail, no more Natter daddy for you? Is that it? That you're not going to get your Natter fix if he's in jail? What's funny is that I remember in one of your Cuba rages, you said you had a fantasy that Natter would go to jail and you would be there for him when he got out. You said that. That came out of your mouth. Well, as they say, be careful what you wish for. You want him to go to jail because you think that guys who just get out of jail and are desperate are hot. Really messed up, desperate, thirsty way of thinking, but that's just you. You want convicts that haven't gotten laid in forever, so they'll take anything, and you want to take advantage of that. You know, real predatory way of thinking, but that's how you operate. So she's kind of going after May right here. Followed up with, and I knew you had no intention of hanging out with me today, the day after her supposed attack. I'm all for giving the benefit of the doubt, but suspend your effing hatred for him for a moment and read the messages. So she's taking up for Natter? She's taking up for Natter. Chantal, which is it? Are you going after Natter, or are you taking up for Natter? Make it make sense. Followed up with, I'll be blocking in my live stream, so don't even try it. Well, we know that. When you get mad, you start blocking people. And this is something else that came from Kiwi Farms. The post saying, Chantal went live Sunday after leaving his place, showing off her new hairline. And then later went live around dusk, not sure on exact time, but dusk is at 6:43 p.m. in Ottawa on that day. And we could see the sun set during her live. She was live for 2 hours and then ended her live to take a poop, shower, and shave and get ready to go back over to Natter's. She was at Natter's Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then went back Sunday evening around 9:10 at the earliest. I don't know what point she was trying to make by posting that, but here's what's funny. Chantal says she wants a private life, and she says she doesn't care what people say about her, but here's proof that she's so obsessed with anything having to do with herself. She's even going on Kiwi Farms and reading this stuff there and using that for a community post. So she just going nuts, going nuts with all these different posts. Let's see if I can get all the way back and get some comments for these. I just wanted to read them off first. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed one. So here's another interesting post. I want someone to love me, not for money, not for my punani. Don't worry, Chantal. Nobody wants your punani. That thing is, it's not even healthy. Okay? Your punani is not even healthy. Never mind what it looks like. Your punani is not even healthy. You said in your last live that Natter gave you three STDs. Three. And you constantly have vag infections and it smells. Girl, don't nobody want a piece of that spoiled, rancid pie. Nope. Nobody wants your punani. It's not even healthy, girl. Be like chewing on rancid meat. No, don't nobody want that food poisoning. So, another one. She's going off on Natter here. She says, can you even take your medication without Grandma D2 holding your little hand? Making fun of me for having loved you and seeing Miss Comb over, simping hard for you all hours of the day reminds me that you can't love anyone but yourself. And you are responsible for your own self. So don't blame me for saying I love you and then trying to put you in jail. Because you know how hard I worked to get you back after you hurt me with your actions and you still sit there and blame me. It's insane. You are insane. D2, you are insane. Smug, but you already look 5 years older having to shuffle around, cleaning up after him, lying for him, and stroking his ego. And well, staying up until 4 a.m., simping and reading chats for him until work in the morning. Natter, I know you hung up last night after I even suggested that you are sleeping together and that you are lying, but don't sit there on camera all smug because every time I call, you answer, and every time I call, shame on me for hoping something different. Thanks for your half-assed Natter style apology, though. I don't know what to do now. I'm not like you, and this is where I always look like a crazy fool. Because unlike you, I can feel. I can say I love you. I am emotional. You are the opposite, so the only way to make sense to me is that you can continually stab someone in the already bleeding heart over and over and not care. It's the worst kind of pain, and you don't care because you are sitting there with your new supply. Eh, new supply? And how would you know that, Chantal? Did you get something from him? You say love is not putting you in jail. Well, sir, I can list reasons why you don't love me, which is I did last night, and of you, of course, turned it all around on me per usual, blaming me for giving up the 2 apartments. 2? Where did these 2 apartments come from? I thought they were looking at 1 apartment. Is she talking about the apartments that she had earmarked and she said she was going to get for him, but didn't get because honestly she knew she wasn't going to get him because she didn't have enough money, but she was using it as an excuse to spend time with him? Well, excuse me for being reluctant to upheave my life some more for you as well to get your ego stroked by a fill in while I hate you at the moment. I love how people compliment their dynamic laws. This pic pretty much sums it up. Okay. So let's start with the comments here. The one about someone wanting her for her, not for her, punani or the money. Emily Caroline says, here's some truth for you, Chantal. Lots of people are the same as you physically that plenty of people are attracted to, but not one is going to be interested in dating someone who has no manners and talks about poop or chewing with their mouth open, smacking their food, or having rage fits on camera saying racist, hateful things. In a hypothetical situation, let's say you meet a nice person who wants to introduce you to his close circle. How can they explain what you do to their family or friends? What do they say when someone looks you up and is horrified because all they find are apps of your bad behavior? In a perfect world, no one would care what you do, but people do care and people do judge. The top video that comes up when you search Foodie Beauty is the one where you call an alleged grape victim, uh, someone you know was in contact with a man you said raped you, a see you next Tuesday. You need to work on yourself, your personality, and you'll attract positive people and relationships. This isn't about your body. You like to jump to body shaming immediately. It's about your personality and the energy you attract. You put negative into the world, and as long as you do, then you will only get negative back. As long as you put the character out on your platform, no one is going to love you for you because you are not lovable in this caricature. You could be. Everyone deserves love, but you need to work on yourself. I hope one day you actually see that and make changes that will lead to healthy relationships in the future. Also, stop giving people money and flaunting your wealth. If you think people value you for that over other things, remove from the equation and it won't be an issue. Well said, Emily. Well said. It was a long comment, but you covered a lot of ground. If she wants a guy to love her for her and not for the money she makes, then she needs to stop putting the money thing out there for guys to know about. Like if she meets a guy and she likes him, don't flaunt the money thing in their face. Don't say, yeah, I make so much money on YouTube. Because a guy who's a complete loser, who doesn't have a job, who doesn't have money, who might be greedy, they're going to hear that and they're going to go, oh, well, you make a lot of money. Huh. Well, let's just get into a relationship then. You know, you complain about guys living off your money, although you want it that way. You set things in motion for that. You tell guys about all the money you make on YouTube because you flex with it all the time. And since there's nothing else good about you there it's probably for that reason. You're not a healthy person. You're not a positive person. You're not an inspirational person. You don't have a good soul. You are someone that you are downright filthy and evil. And the only way that you get guys to pay attention to you is to flaunt your money. And you know what happens when that happens? You're going to attract a bunch of slimy, using losers. But apparently you're okay with that because you seek them out. Twisted Beauty says, I think she's addicted to the thought that someone could be thinking about her or doing anything to get her attention, even if it's super toxic and unhealthy, even if the person has no feelings for her. I don't actually think she's addicted to him like she says. This is all about her ego and attention for her. This sick, twisted game is everything she could ever want. She loves the back and forth. I think she's addicted to the pain and the drama because at the end of the day, she's getting the attention, positive or negative. You know, I've known people like Chantal. I was involved with a guy over 2 decades ago. He was one of those people that he liked the drama. He liked the attention. Even negative attention for him was good attention. And that was one of the reasons why we broke up. It was draining and exhausting being around him. I just couldn't deal with it. But some people, they thrive off attention. They are energy and emotion vampires. And the more high energy, the more chaotic, the better. They like being in the eye of the hurricane. And to be in the high of the hurricane, they will create a hurricane and keep it going and blowing at all times. Ooh, just a small girl says, despite there being so much of you, there's nothing to love. I love that. I love that. Despite there being so much of Chantal, there's nothing to love. And I know what you mean by that. There's nothing of true substance there. There's nothing of substance. It's just somebody whose life is void of meaning and purpose. It's a life that's completely empty. There's not a single shred of meaning or purpose there to be found. It's just a black hole that goes on forever. And anything good that gets near it, it gets sucked in and never to come back out. Anything of light or positive gets sucked into the void and Nothing good ever comes out of that void. It's just a gigantic vacuum. And she functions like a vacuum. She's always vacuuming up food and chemicals and emotions, like just one big, gigantic 24/7 Hoover that never shuts off. Melanie says, we've all seen the real you, and no one's going to want someone who tries to break into their house when they don't reply to a text for a few hours, or someone who goes online and tells their personal information and makes false accusations to the police. Fix yourself. I really wish she would fix herself, but she likes being broken, and she's making far too much money being a chaotic, toxic mess. And as long as she continues to make money that way, I seriously doubt that she's going to change. Amanda L says, sleeping around, trying to get Nads back will not make you feel better, Chantal. Focus on you, get your life cleaned up, and try loving yourself a bit more. Everybody's been telling her that, Amanda. Everybody. She just doesn't want to listen. Oh, shoot. La Luna says, you're like a monster truck in the nightlife. Oh, Lord. Oh, can you imagine Chantal going mudding? Those of us that are in the South know what that means. I can't see Chantal going mudding. You know what, though? She might like mud. She gets to be dirty. Let's see. Taco Bell says, but that's all you offer. Well, part of the offer is also having their personal lives exposed to your live stream rants. Your ability to try to control your emotions has gotten worse. You just focus on Natter. You ghost on those other dudes or string them along, and you have no interest, hobbies. So you don't give them a reason why anyone would want to spend time with you, let alone love you. You're too unstable for any normalish person, and even too out then for people like Natter, who tend to play with you since you're so gullible and easy to play. You do all the mental twisting, yet he gets all the rewards. Well, she gets rewards too, because look how much she's talked about Natter over the past year or 2 years, and all the money she's made off of it. He's literally been her content for over a year, so she's gotten a lot out of it too. The problem is what she got out of it, she did not do wise things with. She did not invest the money. She didn't use the money to pay off bills or rent. She straight up wasted all that money. And now people are bored with this ongoing, never changing drama. Leah says, no one wants to be seen out with someone who feels the need to show their food swashing about their mouth. Yeah, that's just gross. And let's not also forget, this woman doesn't brush her teeth for weeks. She won't take a shower for days, doesn't wear clean clothes. She'll wear the same outfit for days. I mean, sorry, that's fucking gross. That's nasty. When you wear something and it stinks so bad that you take it off and it literally stands up by itself, there's no need for that if you have a washer and dryer at home. And, and even if you don't, even if you didn't have that, you can hand wash some stuff and hang it up to dry and do it like that. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. There's no excuse for this being so lazy that instead of washing clothes, she'd rather spend $300 on new clothes. It just doesn't make sense to me. PJ says, when you have no respect for yourself, nobody else will. Yep, nope. You have to respect yourself before you expect other people to do it to you. Nadia says, yeah, when you meet a guy, you show off your money and willingly go over to his house hoping for a hookup. Once you do that, that's all they see. Exactly. If you're a woman dealing with a man, or if you're a person looking for a partner, no matter what their gender is, you got to decide early how you want to set the tone of the relationship. You got to decide. Are you going to get to know the person and get to know you? Or is it a one-time hookup and you could just jump right into the sack? You've got to decide like where the line is. If you give it up easy and that person doesn't know you, they don't have any emotional ties or connection with you, then After the deed's over, they're going to walk away because there's no feelings there. If you want feelings and connection, you have to give time for feelings and connection. You got to take it slow. You got to keep your clothes on for a while. Insane Wall Street bets trade says, remember yesterday when you said you lie about your finances so people will send you money? Reported for scamming. Yeah, she said that. She said that. Jessica replies, I reposted about that. What a fool. These people are that pay her. In that video, 28 minutes and 28 seconds was the mark that she told her members that she purposely leads her audience on because it makes her money. Scammer. You know, a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of the reactors have called Chantal a scammer. A lot of people, we've said it for the longest. She is a scammer. She is a grifter. She pointed the finger at Natter and said, he's the scammer. He's the grifter. Well, he is. But Chantal is also a scammer and a grifter. Has been for the longest. But she's putting a spotlight over on him so that nobody pays attention to what she's doing. I mean, if we're going to get technical, she's a bigger scammer and grifter than he is because she does it to a lot of people every day. Him, not so much. He might focus on one or two targets at a time, but she literally lies to and grifts thousands of people. And the people that are on her side of the fence, either they're new to the game and they don't know Chantal, or they're too addicted to her, or too snowblind to her, or something. But they just let her get away with it. And so it makes her bold to say some of the things like what she said in that live. Deanna says, what video is that? Jessica says, video spending $60 on Uber Eats so people can complain. Yeah, and I can confirm she said that. It's on Twitter too, for those who want to know. Agatha says, then change your nasty attitude and don't have sex until they tell you they're exclusive with you. Stop nattering. Move on from that. She can't and she won't because she's always looking for validation from guys that she's attractive and that she's wanted. That's all she cares about. Okay, so there was that post. Let's see if I can capture a few more. Oh, Lord. She's posted some new ones. Here's the new post. She says, the F word. I got the timeline wrong. Listen, this whole thing is driving me insane, literally. Anyone from now on who brings up anyone in that case or drama related to Natter will be blocked. At this point, it is for my own health protection. See you guys later. What? Your own health protection? What does this have to do with you, Chantal? The whole thing with May and Natter, how does this relate to you? See, you're trying to put the spotlight on yourself. Like, what about me? This whole thing with May, it's about her being hurt and Natter having to go to court because he did something wrong to May. So why are you trying to switch things around to where it's all about me? No, it's not fucking about you. It's not about you. This case is not about you. It's about another woman who got hurt by the guy that you're obsessed with. And all these things you said on your posts, this is all crap that really you should have posted to Natter. Why are you treating YouTube and your community posts like your phone and you're texting back and forth to him? You're not. You're texting on YouTube. So you know what? From here on out, Chantal, do not open your fucking mouth and talk about, I want privacy. I have a private life, yada, 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 yada. Don't want to hear it when you're doing this shit right here. You don't want a private life because this right here is not private. You posting message after message, you're looking a bit, yeah, you're looking a bit, like you're a few sandwiches short of a picnic. You got me? You're looking that way like you're unhinged and you need to calm the F down. You really need to. You need to step away from the camera and just go touch some grass, go hug a tree, go sit in a beanbag and inhale some incense. I don't know. Do some yoga. You need to calm the F down. Like, seriously, take your mess off of YouTube for a minute. Let everybody take a breath. I know this is the last day of the month and you're looking for that extra money, but girl, you're not helping yourself by deleting half your lives and your community posts. If you're going to put the milk out there, leave it out for everybody to get a little bit. It doesn't, and then toss the bucket. You hear me? Leave it up. Don't do things that you delete. If you feel like you're going to delete something, then don't do it. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble. Okay, let's move on to this one about the garlic. FFG allegedly being her BFF, which that's so false. She was trying to bait FFG. Everybody knows, everybody can see through it. Fragile Like a Bomb says, remember when Natter threatened and doxed FFG and you laughed? We do. Remember when you and Natter mocked FFG's actual DV? We do. I remember. This person, Foodie Beauty, who claims that she's been through SA and DV, laughing at, mocking someone who's actually been through it, giving her abuser that person's number, getting them in contact. That was so out of pocket and inappropriate. So inappropriate, Chantal. So inappropriate. And see, that's another thing. You're over there claiming that you're a victim of DV and SA, but I know for a fact that nothing happened. You want to know how I know? Because you've done so many things that are out of place for someone who's been through SA and DV. Because someone who's been through SA and DV, when it comes to other victims of SA or DV, they would not give an abusive person that person's phone number. That thought would not even cross their mind. It wouldn't even be a question. If you've honestly lived in fear of someone who hurts you, in honest fear, to where when somebody walks in the room, you cringe and you wish you could be invisible. And you try to take up as little space as possible. You try not to say anything. You try not to breathe the wrong way. You try not to have any kind of body language that will set that person off. If you've been through that, even for a minute, than anybody else who's been through DV or SA, you will have empathy. You know, you claim to be an empath. You're not an empath. Because if you were empathic and you've been through pain and somebody else has been through similar pain, you would feel empathy for that person and understand and not want to put them through any more pain of any kind. You would not give an abuser their phone number or put them in contact with each other. Do you hear me? You and Natter, you laughed at FFG. You laughed at her. And I also remember something else that just came to mind. And you're a bitch for this, by the way. You're a bitch for this. I remember Halloween. You had your costume with blood coming off of your head. That was for FFG too. Mocking her abuse. You're a bitch for that. For doing that. Mocking the abuse she went through. And yet you came on talking about your supposed abuse, that you got hit so hard that you saw stars and this, that, and the other thing, talking about your abuse in details for hours and days at a time with no problem. Something that a real victim could never do, either of DV or SA. You can't just openly talk like that with complete strangers with no problem. Of course, you would know that because you're not an actual victim. You've never actually been there. I'm getting a little bit heated, y'all. Sorry. I'm just over here thinking about her lies and I'm ticked. But I'll calm down. I'll calm down. Suzanne says FFG is right about everything and always has been, period. Well, FFG, she's a straight shooter. She pulls no punches. She shoots straight from the hip and she never misses. And that Chantal hates anybody that spits straight truth. She cannot stand it. Cannot stand it. She hates it. Hot Wasabi says she was right about him. Remember when she told you everything at the start, but you chose to ignore her and dox her and sinning? We remember. Yeah, Frenchie tried to warn her, and Chantal didn't listen. So all the suffering, all the drama that has happened, it's because Chantal made bad choices. She chose not to listen to people around her, trying to warn her away from a bad path. V says, weren't you just trashing Frenchie yesterday? Trust me, she would never be BFFs with you. No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. Not in a million years. Mission P says, FFG would never claim you as a friend, just like Nader never claimed you as his girlfriend. Not even a F buddy. Oh, yeah, except for that 1 week. Trisha says, remember when you laughed on a panel about FFG's abusive relationship? Empath. Yeah, that situation made me so angry. That's so not funny. She laughs at somebody else's abusive, for real relationship. But yet, when she comes on camera crying and acting scared, we're supposed to sympathize with her. She wants those sympathy super chats and she wants sympathy from people and for those people to be concerned. But yet, she will laugh at somebody else's pain and suffering. Let's see. Armlee says, garlic bread is amazing. Love his channel. I like his channel too. I like his approach. It's no nonsense. I really appreciate that. Return to the Max says, put the drugs down, Chantal. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. Slime Puppy says, girl, FFG is quitting smoking tomorrow. Now is not the time to test her. Yeah, I smoke. I vape, but I used to smoke cigarettes. Let me tell you something. Do not test someone who is a smoker and then they're trying to quit. Oh, especially the first week or 2 weeks, it is so hard. You're so cranky. You're like, get away from me. I want my nicotine. This is not the time to test her, Chantal. She's trying to quit smoking. Don't stress her out. She will let go on you more so than usual. Quitting smoking is so tough. It's so tough. So tough. Helen says, weren't you in Gary's chat trying to be his friend as well? After all you said about him, are you lonely? Go back home. At least you have Pete's. Yeah, she's been in Gary's chat. Listen, Chantal, stay your ass out of Gary's chat. Stay away from Gary. Leave him alone. And if the only reason why you like Gary is because he's going after Natter, you don't really like him. You like the fact that he's going after somebody that for the moment you have a problem with, but you don't like Gary. You don't really like the reaction channels. Like 1 minute you like us because we're documenting something that suits your purpose. The next minute you hate us and you're saying we're parasites and we should get our own content and they're boring and they're judging you and we expect you to be perfect and blah, blah, blah. We're just here to react to you. Your life is yours. You want to be a train wreck and do it publicly, nobody can stop you. But then again, nobody can stop us from giving our opinions about what you do. And if you don't like us giving our opinions about what you do, don't fucking put it on YouTube. It's just that simple. If you put something on a public platform, then the public will respond, whether it's us, whether it's somebody that comments, it's just going to happen. Whether it's on Twitter, you don't like the reaction channels, and guess what? We don't like you either. And we're not going to co-sign on your bullshit. We're not going to sit there and praise you when there's no reason to praise you. You want us to say nice things, then do nice things on your channel. Guy named Aaron says, is this the same FFG whose number you accidentally doxed? Yeah, it's the same one. So that's the one about FFG. Let's see if I can bring up the comments here. So that's the frozen one. We're going to skip that one. So we're going to do the last one, the one where she's saying she's got the timeline wrong. Lolly May says, no worries, Chantal. It's really hard to keep timeline straight when you lie incessantly. Yeah, she can't keep her lies straight. You know, she crisscrosses between talking about Natter and talking about the May case and talking about Dee Dee, talking about 3 different things that she's told lies on each one. It is hard to keep up. You know, she really should stop lying because she's no good at it. She can't keep track of what she said and where and how and when. Slime Puppy says, you have changed your own side of the story multiple times over the last day, Chantal. Yes, she has. And it's just like, what is the real story here? What's the real truth? I can't even tell anymore. Ryan says, girl, you've already admitted you lied to the cops and floated the idea of perjuring yourself for Natter. All online, all with receipts. I would call it a day. You know, if she had more than one brain cell, that would be the best thing to do. She's done enough live streaming today. Just turn the flipping camera off, go watch a movie, hang out with Pete and the cats, just freaking chill. We got enough material today, Chantal. We don't need you to give us any more. We got enough to cover for the day. Take a day off. Do like Ferris Bueller and take a day off. Just a day. You don't have to live in front of the camera. We'd rather you didn't. Another one says, Natter puts you up to defending him, but you couldn't stop the diarrhea of the mouth and made his situation worse. Love that for you. Yeah, and right now Natter's doing a live. The last time I saw him, he was drinking whiskey. So it should be interesting content for Gary Unfiltered. Zero self-awareness says, LOL. She realized she talked herself in a corner. Finally, you realize this is all evidence that you don't have a new man in your house, right? Yeah. I'm going to apply some logic here. So Chantal, when she went to the hotel, while she was there, she claimed to go spend the night with some guy. She took a picture of him while he was sleeping. He was faced away from the camera. She took a picture, then took it off of her community post. I forget the guy's name, but she saw that guy. And now is it a new person? Oh, I can't keep it all straight. Allegedly, there is a motorcycle guy, Kevin guy, made up guy. I have no fucking idea right now. I just don't know. I can't keep up with all her imaginary and real people. It's just too much. Too many Monopoly pieces on the board, man. But for someone who just got through seeing one guy and claiming to have sex with them, she is raging a lot. So, girl, either A, you lied about getting some, or B, the sum you got really wasn't worth much. They didn't do it the right way, because if they had, you'd be in a good mood for at least a week. You know, you're over there raging and rah, 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 rah. So, did anything really happen? Because you sound frustrated, not frustrated, fuck-strated, sexually frustrated because you didn't get none. That's what you sound like to me. It sounds like a whole lot of frustration going on. I don't think anything sexual will happen with anybody, and you're mad about that. Because if somebody had done you right, you would calm your little ass down over there. Redmayne says, just imagine all the other things you may be wrong about too. Not trying to hate here. It's just that you can avoid yourself and your truth for so long. If you can be so wrong about this when you thought you were right, it might not be such a bad idea to take some time to yourself away from people and streaming and spend some time alone with your thoughts. I think you'll be surprised on the clarity it would bring if you actually tried. You're right. It would do her good to take just one day away from the camera and just relax. Just don't be in character all the time. Give herself a chance to recharge and just be herself away from the camera to where she's not having to perform all the freaking time. It would do her a world of good, but I think she likes being in character. She likes having that mask on and living in her world of delusions and, fakery and fuckery. Claudia says, does that mean you are blocking yourself? You are the only one who brings it up and verbally attacks people. Yep, that's true. Stay Mad Moi says, out here doing the prosecutor's work for her. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You're right, you are bright. P.S. I would love to see a female prosecutor absolutely rip you to shreds. The law is a different arena. You are not prepared, but by all means, keep playing. If she got up on any witness stand, she would get torn to pieces, and the prosecutor wouldn't even have to work very hard. They would not have to work hard at all. And it would not be like YouTube where she turns on her camera with all those filters. Everybody would see her as she was, and she would have to look people in the eye and answer all the hard questions. She'd be very, very uncomfortable with it. She would probably commit perjury and probably go to jail. It says, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. That's true. Nick Stars says, rip rage post. See you again real soon. Yeah, she's going to get rid of these. That's why I want to capture them. That's why I want to capture them now. They'll be gone within a day. Ashley Clear says, I actually purposely lead you guys off the set trail sometimes, and you go with it. And I let you because it makes me money. Chantal, bro, you can't even troll properly. Absolutely pathetic. Yes, she admitted she lies to people that all of her story arcs are fake, false, phony. She admitted it by saying that. But those of us in the know that have been watching her for the longest, we already knew that that was what was going on. That all the crap you see on her channel, it's all false. It's a story. And anybody who's ever picked up a book, then you know that Chantal said, it's my story. Has she not said that? Well, anybody who's ever read a book, then you know that stories are mostly made up, aren't they? They're made up. It's not real. Chantal always wanted her own reality show, but she said real reality shows would not pay her enough money. So she made her own version of YouTube, and she decides the actors and actresses in the reality show. She makes all the money. This is her version of a reality show without it actually being on TV. YouTube is like TV, and she uses it like a TV. Okay, we're going to do some story arcs, and here's some more drama, and let's crank it up here. She's making all the money. She's making more money than if she went on a real reality show, and she doesn't have to adhere to a schedule or rules. Naomi says, isn't there an active case on this? Not sure if these messages could have been put out there by you. You only have control over your actions, so to tell people to not talk about it is futile. You have to stop engaging. Yeah, she brings it to the table. She puts it on the table and then yells at people for looking at it. You don't want us to look at it, then don't put it on the table then. Sarah says, how is May contacting Natter after alleged essay wrong, but it's totally okay for you to keep doing it? Good question. Paying his bills and paying his phone and paying for the rent and buying him stuff. Debbie Plum says, don't you think you should have had your timeline confirmed before you went online spewing lies and harassing people? Karma. Kenzie Alexis says, just remember what goes on the internet stays on the internet, no matter what you delete or how fast you delete. You should see how good orange looks on you. Can't wait for the outcome of this one. Well, the court case is supposed to happen August 3rd. So that's like, what, 1 month? A little over 1 month. So if something happens to Natter and he goes to jail, no more Natter for Chantal. No more green peen. It's all over. Who's this person? Stay Mad says, it's all coming out to an end, Chantal. The final curtain. It's coming out the reaction channels that are in cahoots with you and each other for money. Now, I want to stop on that comment right there because I'm sorry. The reaction channels are not in on anything with Chantal. We're not working with Chantal. We're not like talking to her and saying, what story arc do you got now? We have no fucking idea what she's going to do. You know, we're just over here trying to keep up with her mess. That's all. There's no big conspiracy here. Chantal's in a world by herself and we leave her alone and we just cover her. That's all. You want to talk grift, wait till that info makes it stay. You'll probably leave voluntarily. Now it's you. It's all coming to a close, sis. Who are you talking about, though? Name some names. Look, if you're going to throw out an accusation like that, you better start naming some names. Name some names. Who are you talking about? Who are you pointing a finger at? I hate that vague tweeting shit. You know, just acting like you got some tea, but yet there's no flavor in the tea. You understand? There's nobody in cahoots with Chantal. There's no reaction channels behind the scenes helping her plan content or working with her. We're too busy just trying to keep up with her normal shenanigans. And trust me, the toxic milk, it does overflow, and we don't have enough buckets to catch it all. If you're going to say some shit, say it. Don't do that vague tweeting. It's ridiculous. Bethany says, your mouth gets you in trouble every time. Yes, it does. West Coast says, come live and set it straight for us. Yeah, she might as well. Oops, sorry. Man, I just went ahead of myself. Bradley D says, and what are you going to do the next time you bring him up, huh? Are you going to block yourself? I wish she would. I really wish she would block herself. I really wish YouTube would say, you're not allowed to talk about Natter no more, and you're not allowed to binge eat no more. Because if they did that, her hands would be tied. She wouldn't know what content to do. Oh, here we go. Kathy L says, I can't wait for August. Then you will have to find something else to talk about if he goes to jail that day. But you will probably go visit him. Then you can do a bunch of JLBs. And you can pick Dee Dee up on the way. Maybe you two will be besties by the time he gets out. Love that for you. Yeah, well, Chantal said she had a fantasy of Natter going to jail and then being there for him when he gets out. Careful what you wish for, Chantal. You just might get it. Somebody says he's live and showed receipts. What receipts? Better get ready for court Tuesday. Maybe turn his phone off and iPad too. That's a start. What receipts did he show, though? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to have to go look. Life of Lindsay says you don't have to have a good memory if you tell the truth. Right. The truth is so much easier than a bunch of lies. If you start telling lies, you tell one lie, and then you got to come up with another lie after that to cover up the first lie, and then another lie to cover up the first two. I mean, it's ongoing. You got to keep track of all of these things you say. But if you tell the truth, you'll only have to remember the truth. Whatever it is true. Shaw Shaw says, why don't you like stay out of people's business? I'm looking for another great comment. Somebody just posted something that I don't want to address, having to do with her address. And let's see if Chantal's posted anything else, if she's going nuts. Did she finally stop posting in the comments? Please tell me you did. I'm just trying to catch up with all the foodie stuff, y'all. And this one, she needs to calm the F down. Seriously. I can't keep up with all this mess. I'm trying. I'm trying to condense everything down to where y'all can look at everything, but man, she's just going, going, going today. She just won't quit. Look, I know it's the last day of the month to make money, but doggone it. Take a break and go take a bath and soak in a bubble bath and, eat some Pringles or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this React video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and please take care. Bye-bye.